What's up, guys? I'm just a gamer, and I'm back with my review for Final Fantasy XVI. The final part of my playthrough should be up on my channel by now, so please check it out if you haven't yet. But yeah, real quick, before I get into my review, I just want to say the comments and the debate I was seeing about people saying this is not a Final Fantasy game, I think are really stupid. I mean, setting-wise, Final Fantasy has always been very different from like the previous one. I mean, granted, I believe the first five were all medieval fantasy, but then 6 went a little more fantastical with introducing like mechs and stuff like that. Obviously 7 was a bit more futuristic and alternate world, so was 8. 9 went back to the medieval fantasy. 10 was also alternate world, completely different than, modern society. 12 went also back to like medieval fantasy, and then obviously we know 13 was super sci-fi fantasy, 15 was more based in reality fantasy, and then 16 just went back to medieval fantasy. So yeah, like I really don't understand the concept of people saying that like the setting wise it's not Final Fantasy, that it's too Game of Thrones like, where that makes no sense, because even I would say 12 was more like Game of Thrones as well, because that game also dealt with a lot of like political intrigue and stuff like that. So I really don't see the reasoning behind people thinking that just the setting of this is not Final Fantasy. I think that's dumb. And then same thing with them saying that it's like action based and not a turn based game or something like that. It's just Final Fantasy has not done turn based in quite a few games now. I mean, look at Final Fantasy VII Remake, 15, even 12 had that weird like auto battle gambit system, and then 13. Well, no, 13 was turn based, but it also had that weird auto roll, like assigning role stuff. I don't know. It was like an auto battler. It was just really weird. But yeah, I just don't see people. Look, it's just dumb. Like I consider this to be a Final Fantasy game, and it was a pretty good one. I actually think this is a great entry into the Final Fantasy series. And if you like RPGs, I would recommend it. If you like action games, I would recommend it. It's just very different, but it's actually still very good in my opinion. So yeah, I just want to get that quick stuff out of the way, so let's get into it. First and foremost, the story of this game, it's actually alright. It's not too bad. I mean, I actually didn't see, like, again, I was saying earlier that it's like people complaining it was more Game of Thrones like, and it wasn't that much like this is very similar to, I would say, games like 9 and 12, where there's like some political intrigue, but there's also very personal stakes as well. So like I really don't see why people were comparing this to Game of Thrones so much. I mean, I didn't see it. I didn't feel it. But regardless, I thought the story was fine. It was good. A little predictable at times. But there are also a few little inconsistencies here and there that I was just like not really certain by. Because like there's a certain scene where I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but I will get into a slight spoiler here, so please be warned about that. But there's a hooded man. We're chasing him down. We eventually learn who this hooded man is. Now, there's a certain scene where they show the hooded man, and then later on, they show the character we know to be who was the hooded man in a completely different area. He was nowhere near where he should have been earlier. So, like, there was no way he was in two places at once. So who was the hooded man we saw there? It's like it made no sense. We didn't know where he came from. So yeah, it was like little small things like that. It was just like, and they never really explained it. It was just weird. It was just weird. But again, overall, I thought the story was fine. A little predictable at times, but enjoyable nonetheless. And I will say that yes, while it is mature, again, I don't see it being any more mature than some of the past titles. I guess the only reason they would say it's Game of Thrones is because they're a bit more open with the sexual nature of like sexual relationships between certain characters. There's no nudity or anything like that, I will say that for right away. But like there is clear like emphasis that yes, these two characters are sleeping together, they're in bed together. So like I guess that's what makes it more like Game of Thrones, I guess. But overall, I thought it was fine, if not a bit predictable at times. moving right along to the combat, I thought the combat in this game was actually very, very fun. I mean, I know some people are complaining that the game is too easy, and I can understand that, but as long as the game's fun, I really don't care. And this game is fun. All the different tools and abilities you get to like mix and match with, try out, find your own different style of play. It's just really, really fun. And I couldn't care less if it made the game too easy. Yes, there is a harder difficulty called Final Fantasy mode once you beat the game, but even that I'm seeing people say is a bit easy as well. And again, I just don't see the problem with it as long as the game is fun. If the game is boring and easy, okay, I understand that. But no, the combat in this game is fun. Doing like all the different moves and combos in succession and getting that stagger bar down and like breaking an enemy and just doing massive damage all at one point, it's just fun to do. And yeah, I had a blast with it, and I can definitely say I think it's one of the funnest Final Fantasy games I've played. Not the funnest, but one of the funnest Final Fantasy games I've played. And yeah, it's because the combat is fun, even though it is easy, it's fun. I know I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, but that's just, I want to take that point across. It is fun. Give it a shot if you enjoy action games or if you enjoy RPGs. It is fun. Lastly, the stuff outside the main story, like side quests and stuff like that, are pretty good, pretty fine. I mean, they're relatively very RPG. Yes, there are some side quests that are very, go fetch this, go here, kill that, and be done. But there are actually quite a few side quests that deal with characters we come to know across the main story, and we delve into these characters' personalities, feelings, problems, and we get to know a lot more about them. And I thought those were fantastic side quests. They were super, super good. I got the feels quite a few times for certain characters. Obviously, my favorite was Torgal, the dog. Oh my, the wolf. He's just the best boy ever, and like his side quest just left me like with heartache. And I think the side quests, while yes, there are a few generic ones, were actually really, really well done and really, really good. Outside that, we also had hunts, which were also really fun. And if you want to like really get into the combat as well, again, not too bad. It's a little easy as well, but there were quite a few fights in there that, whoa, you got to be careful. They will take you down. But yeah, they were really fun as well. And I wish there were a few more higher level, more S rank, monsters to fight. Cause yeah, in reality, there's only like, I want to say like 5, not even that. And I really just wish there was more S level hunts we could have done, because those were the funnest ones to do. And then outside of that is there's really not a crafting system. I know there like people have been complaining about that as well. There's it's not an RPG. There's like no real like getting equipment. Like, yeah, I understand that, but like they're really trying to focus and streamline you to the story and keep the action going. So I understand the crafting system has been really, really dumbed down, and I thought it was fine. I mean, yes, as long as you do like the side quest and like you do the hunt, you'll never be out of the best weapon at that time. But I really don't see the point of it, because again, it's just since it's more action based, they just want to keep you moving. And honestly, I'm pretty sure you could probably go with the crappiest equipment and still get through the game just as fine. If not, make it even harder for yourself, because then you'll like just have more time, less damage to like do more combos and stuff. So yeah, I can understand the complaint of it, but it wasn't too bad, honestly, in my opinion. Overall, the side quests and stuff like that, I thought were really good and really well done. So yeah, overall, I thought this again was a fantastic entry into the Final Fantasy series. Just a really fun game. If you enjoy RPGs, I think you'll enjoy this one. If you like action games, I think you'll enjoy this one as well. I mean, it's just a very at the end of the day, it's just a fun. I know I've repeated that a million times already, but I can't stress that enough. If a game is fun, what else matters? If you're having a blast playing it, what else matters? The game is just fun, and that's all I can really say and recommend about it. I personally enjoyed the hell out of it, and I thought it was fantastic. And yeah, I would actually. I know there's been rumblings about DLC. and I would be really interested to see how they go. Like, would they go with story-based DLC, or would they add like more, because there's trials in the game to like try, you know, with combat trials and stuff like that. I wonder if they would like add more combat trials, make things, you know, harder that way, because that would be really fun too. I would be happy with either DLC like story or just more combat trials, honestly, when it came to DLC. So yeah, I'm really interested to see what, like, if they go that route or what route they do go. But again, yeah, I recommend it. Give it a shot. Really enjoyed my time, and I hope you do too. So those are my thoughts. That's my review. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or comment down below. I appreciate any feedback. Subscribe. I'm streaming on Twitch, so please consider following me there at twitch.tv/JustAGamerRank, all together in word, or you can click the link below. But yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care and have a good game.